All right, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, to the SkinCoin WCA European Region qualifiers coming at you. Looking forward to a great group series here today, or what's more, the brackets of each of the groups. I'll explain the format here in just a second. I'll just say that here. So anyways, looking forward to some more good Dota. That's what matters. Obviously, we have two great teams going on it, specifically from the CIS region even, and looking forward to this best out of three. Again, this being the SkinCoin WCA event coming at you. Ultimately, over $50,000 on the line here for this online event. A damn good event indeed, and looking forward to having some fun throughout the next week and a half or so with you. As far as myself, I am BreakyCPK, going to be your caster here throughout this event, and can't wait to get started here. We got Effect versus Spartak Esports coming at you. The draft is underway. Real quickly, though, want to let you know about SkinCoin, the great sponsor of this event. Basically, want to remind you that you can always exchange your skins and items for the new SkinCoin cryptocurrency with the most minimal commissions, and then use it on almost any and all of your favorite skins within Dota 2 and even CSGO on top of that. So that's something to look forward to. Check it out for yourselves even. Type !SkinCoin in chat for more information. All right, we got a match, though, coming at you. So basically, this is the CIS region right here, of course. How it's working, the winner of this match will then move on to play what is Comanche in the finals here of these initial qualifiers for the main event. Currently, in the main event portion, there are a couple of teams awaiting, including, who do we got here? For the main stage, we got Vega Squadron, Hellraisers, Team Empire, Na'Vi, Kingwin, and Midderfee, the Weehaw stack right there. The 6 teams that were invited to the main group stage of the event. And then we're trying to find out basically 2 more teams on top of that. 1 from CIS and 1 from Europe. So hopefully that all makes sense. Of course, there's more information on Liquidpedia. It's kind of all blending together. But anyways, it's definitely going to be set for the next week and a half right here of a fun tournament coming at us here. So all right, we got the draft underway, though. Let's take a look and see what we have here. We have what was a Lich first pick into an Enchantress Nyx Assassin coming out from Effect, and now Ursa being picked up by Spartak Esports. Now, I'm going to make a point right off the bat. I've personally been watching a lot of NA Dota. That's what I've been casting and watching a lot of. So I haven't had the opportunity to watch much of the CIS region, let alone the European region. So I'm not very, very familiar with what they're doing, but I'll say off the bat, I mean, already things are much different from what I'm used to seeing. The Enchantress first pick from Effect first off, that's just some crazy stuff there. I'm sure they're very confident with the hero, though. We'll see how they ultimately run it. And then Ursa on the side of Spartak Esports coming out in response here with their second pick. Now, I find that very intriguing. The idea, you know, Enchantress with her passive, the Untouchable, very difficult to kind of sit on top of her and melee through. But I guess Ursa with the Fury Swipes, not necessarily as concerned about that. So perhaps that's the logic that they're working with right there. But yeah, very, very intrigued to see these couple of picks here with so early in the draft. So yeah, as people are pointing out, it is going to be a solo cast, at least for this first game here. I am in the works of trying to get a co-caster. Obviously, it's never the most fun to be doing a solo cast. It's always going to be more beneficial, in my opinion, to have the duo cast going. But wasn't able to get one in time for this first game at least. But we'll work on that for the rest of the day here. And what's 2 best of 3s actually that are going to be coming at you here today. We got this match, and then the next match is actually going to be. Oh, I did get confirmation. It's going to be Rocket Scientist versus Tuho in the following best of 3 series. To determine who moves on, advances on from there, from the European region. So that's a later match. Again, we got this one here. Effect versus Spartak Esports. So the bands following now. The initial bands, by the way, Night Stalker, Nature's Prophet, Venomancer, Ancient Apparition. Not surprising there. That is some pretty standard stuff, so I'm glad to see some standard stuff coming out. Then we have Puck, Earth Spirit, into a Phantom Lancer, and on the 4th band from Spartak. Yeah, let's take a look at these teams, by the way. Obviously, you got Effect. They've been around for a fair amount of time here. Even before they were known as Effect, they were known as Flipside, and I'm actually looking at their logo right there. If I'm not mistaken, this is the Flipside logo. So I don't know what's going on with that right here, but Anyways, this is a team that formerly known as that, and they had mediocre success last year, to say the least, throughout the season, I know. But obviously, they've never really been that top-tier team in the CIS region, you know, up there with the Empire, now even the Na'Vi, and, of course, Virtus Pro. Those are kind of the big three, I think, is safe to say. So, Spartak Esports on the other side, obviously very familiar player names amongst this team. This is a newer team within the region right here. But, of course, you got BZZ, Misha, Ark, Yoki, and Chuvash here being their full roster, as you can see in front of you. Definitely experienced and familiar players when it comes down to it. So, expecting this to actually be a pretty good best of three. Again, the winner moving on to face Comanche for the ultimate chance to advance on and go to the main portion of this event. Like I said, there's actually a little over $50,000 on the line here for this online tournament. So that's really cool to see. You know, there's so much hype with all these minors and majors going on, and with the whole tournament system for that, and everyone's focused on qualifying for these LAN events. But then there's events like this where there's money on the line for an online tournament, right? I mean, they still exist, and I think that's kind of important to still exist, especially, if anything, to help foster the Tier 2, Tier 3 teams, whatever you want to label it as. And again, a $50,000 prize pool, that's some good money on the line here for what is a SkinCoin World Cyber Arena 2017 event. So, okay. We got following picks now. Marana into an Earthshaker coming out right here. So Spartak picking up their Earthshaker. Want to get some lockdown assistance for the Ursa. Of course, the last thing you want when you pick up an Ursa, especially this early on, is to not have the lockdown to follow to allow him to sit on said target. So I think Earthshaker is a good complement to that. I don't know if we're going to be seeing the 4 position or the 3 position Earthshaker. I want to say we've usually been seeing more of the 4 lately, but that offlane Earthshaker is definitely of still potential. Perhaps even something like the Earthshaker and Lich offlane together could be a possibility here. Of course, Lich great in that offlane for the lane control purpose of pulling it back with that sacrifice ability. So, Disruptor on the other side in response now. Actually, a pretty good hero this game in a couple of ways. The glimpse against Ursa, I feel like, is pretty powerful to have. Whenever he blinks in on a target to smash them up, he just quickly glimpse and send him back. Same thing to Earthshaker even. But also against Earthshaker, the idea of the Static Storm will stop perhaps follow-up you can do with the counter initiation and try to take care of him that way. So maybe what they're thinking. Also a decently strong laner, of course, with that Thunderstrike and the harassment he is able to provide. So like the Disruptor pick right here as far as the Spartak goes. So they probably still need their mid option. And right now, by the way, the Marana pick for effect, I'm assuming that's going to be a mid Marana. Enchantress going to likely end up in the off lane with Nyx Assassin as the 4. I mean, those could actually intertwine, I guess. It depends on how they want to run the Enchantress. If they want to run the Enchantress more as a gank heavy, assisting, you know, from the jungle there, picking up a big creep and looking to get some early kills, then you probably want to run her in the 4. But she could definitely stand strong on the off lane, depending on the matchup. But again, against Ursa so far, I feel like she may be able to handle that fairly well. The Ursa would be the Ursa Disruptor probably at this point. So if I had to guess, I would guess the Enchantress here in the off lane. But we'll see how they do it. Batrider going to be the off lane hero for Spartak, so it indeed is going to be the 4 position Earthshaker here coming out for what is this dire side. So yeah, you do take a look at the Loop Bet live odds coming at you. It's kind of fun to see that, to get an idea of how the bets are looking towards which team. Obviously favoring Effect right here, and I think for good reason, no doubt. I mean, it's not favoring them by much, but it's safe to say that they are the ones you would expect to move on. But honestly, this is a strong Spartak team. This is not a Spartak team that's going to, you know, just give in by any means. They have a very good roster, like I said. You just look at it right here. If you know anything about CIS Dota, you would recognize pretty much all these players and solid history that they do have. So I would not be surprised if this one goes the distance personally. But, yeah, as you do witness their Effect having the advantage slightly. So final pick for Spartak coming up. That was an Alchemist into a Broodmother ban happening right there. So
5 seconds
Want
remaining.
to take out some quote-unquote cheese fact. Actually, the Broodmother band's kind of interesting because now that I think about it, Ark is known for playing a pretty strong Broodmother, but I guess the likelihood that Spartak was going to be picking it up was pretty low here. So they decide to ban it themselves. I'm sure Effect has a as a Broodmother player themselves on the other side.
Lena.
And they end up with Lena as their mid option. Okay, so they go with Lena. So to me, this Spartak lineup really screams early aggression. It really screams we want to run at you earlier on in this game, especially, the Ursa. You get that blink ASAP. Lena's definitely that mid hero that is going to be looking to get some momentum, especially when she gets the Bloodstone. And a team that's going to have some pretty strong mid-game presence here. So by the 25-minute mark or so, 25, 30 minutes, they're going to be looking to have some good momentum in this game. Effect, to be honest, is a similar strategy. I mean, they too have a lot of potential, so we're going to be seeing a lot of clashing coming out here most likely in this game number 1, and I'm always a fan of that, of course. That's my strength, at least, as far as the play-by-play goes. So, but they go with Weaver, by the way, with their final pick, and you look at the Weaver here, a natural Lincoln Sphere hero, so against Bat Rider right off the bat, pretty good already. So they do have a fair amount of lockdown. I mean, Earthshaker, pretty good against a hero like the Weaver. Lena with the LSA, not bad either. But Weaver, great against Ursa, being able to try to kite him and get out of position and prevent him from sitting on top, of course. So I think that's ultimately what they were perhaps looking at with the Weaver pick right here. But here we go, game number 1, kicking off of the SkinCoin WCA event here. Again, it's an event that's been going on for a little bit already, but we're really starting to pick up coverage now of said event. And as we enter into what eventually will be the main portion of it, like I said, this is just the previous right before we get to that. This essentially is, I guess you can call it like the regional qualifiers. And then the one team from both Europe and CIS of these regional qualifiers will then move on to the main event where it had a majority of invited teams in it, like I said before. So quite the list as well, actually. I'm really looking forward to getting into the main portion. Like I said, I personally have been casting a lot of NA Dota, and I've been keeping an eye on the European and CIS regions as always, but haven't had the chance to cast it or watch it much, even. But I've always been entertained by it. Last year I actually did a lot of it, so it's good to be back watching some CIS Dota in this case. And we'll see how this one plays out now. So, Effect on the Radiant side. Spartak, of course, on the Dire. You got Ancient Apparition, Misha. This is Lich. What am I saying? Looked like Ancient Apparition for a second. That hero is banned, though, and for good reason. Anyways, Lich, another Frost-themed hero. He is sitting here in the middle lane, going to be perhaps looking for a courier sniper. That's very curious, though, to see a Lich. In fact, I don't know what to make of this, because this means his sacrifice is not going to be used from the beginning here. I don't know. This just seems so odd to me. What is going on with this Lich here? That's a real Lich, right? This isn't an illusion, yeah. Yeah, usually, obviously, with the sacrifice, you want to deny a creep, specifically a range creep in the middle lane or even the off lane, depending on how you want the lanes to shape up here. And, I mean, I guess they have Earthshaker who's going to be able to block at least a couple. I'm going to go with that was intended, that he missed those two right there. I'm frankly not 100% sure, but at this level of play, I would think that's intended. See the one creep getting up here, though, and I don't know if that really does. Was it intended? I don't know if it was. Maybe it was. It does get the one creep killed very quickly, I guess. Okay, so yeah, Lich does get the courier snipe, actually, off the bat right here. So, again, not using that sacrifice right off the bat, but getting the courier snipe, and say that in its own right is obviously a very good start for the Star side. Now, Affinage having to play very safe as he'll pop the salve, getting out of distance of any more danger. And we'll heal on up. But how about these lanes coming out here? So Enchantress, sure enough, is actually going to be playing that 4 position, more the jungler Enchantress here. Next Assassin ending up in the off lane, matched up against the Ursa here. You have Nyx Assassin with that spiked carapace. Can help him in that case there, so. And then the bottom lane, you have Weaver. 6 charges of stick and napalm make a 7, so he's really adding up those charges. Is Yoki here playing the Bat Rider, but he even gets it up to 8 now. But obviously Weaver with that Shikuchi should be fine as far as feeling too much pressure here. No Firefly just yet either from the Bat Rider, so doesn't have that to worry about as well. Meanwhile, middle lane Mirana leaping over that fissure. Gonna be fine there. But Earthshaker saying hello. Seeing what's going on. Top lane, here comes a Wild Wing Ripper and the Satyr. So we got a Hadouken, aka Shockwave here from the Satyr. Of Enchantress. Did get the Untouchable as well. So if Ursa was to run at her, obviously it would be a very difficult kill to make. So Nyx Assassin trying to check out the Bounty Rune area. It's already picked up by Lich though. Spiked Carapace. He's going to go for the TP actually. They do not have a stopper, so good decision on his part. Make sure to get away. But Enchantress taking over the lane anyways, and again with the minions, maybe this was the idea that just wanted to jungle Enchantress earlier on, get a couple of creeps, get level 3 here now in this case with a level 2 Untouchable, and Nyx Assassin is then going to move into more of that actual 4 position here. It seems like that's what the game plan is.
Top tower is under attack
For this Radiant side. Meanwhile, the Wild Wing Ripper is going to be killed off by Ursa. So a little bit of a bounty gold for Ursa there, 69 to be exact. Hadouken. Trying to snipe out the Lich. Not enough damage for the kill, though. Arc getting low himself. You see Chuvash coming in with that fissure. It's going to be denied the creep that is. And now Earthshaker, he's having to run away. Slowing down, though, by the enchant. However, it's going to be a little bit too far. So some close calls here at this top lane, but nobody dying just yet. Lich is actually going to head all the way back to base. And Earthshaker will most likely remain fine, pending getting over-aggressive right here. So definitely the top lane is where the action's going to be at, it seems like. Weaver, I assume, is having a pretty free farm. 14-2 right now. You see Bat Rider trying to maybe take the stack from the other team, but not doing so just yet. Wrap around in the middle lane. Earthshaker and Lich both back at base currently, putting the regen on. So the map is pretty open right now for Effect to make some plays. And they're going to try here in the middle lane. BZZ on the Lina. He's playing a little too defensive, though, yeah. King R tried to be patient enough, but Lina was never really giving him the opportunity. And eventually just has to give up on that. So regen rune top, by the way. Going to spawn right here. Nyx Assassin kind of walked right on by it. Trying to allow Mirana to come pick it up, but Earthshaker just comes in with the ninja. Now, if they get the turn kill, this is big, but no mana on Mirana. Okay, just got enough for the arrow and will be enough for the first blood as a result. So well played by Alpha 9 right there. Also, the spiked carapace returns some of that damage, too, to secure that kill. So first blood in favor of Mirana, though. Didn't get the regen rune, but they'll take that just fine. Ring of Aquila already finished. And now Mirana sending out plenty more regen. Looks like boots in. This is actually for Sidoi here, so Sidoi's going to finish his own Ring of Aquila. At the bottom lane, Ring of Aquila. I've always said Aquila. Just like tequila, you know? Because I like tequila. Firefly active from Bat Rider is taking a fair amount of that camp. I believe it's also Sidoi get a last hit or two in there as well, so maybe a split if anything, but right now Bat Rider, he's level 3, almost level 4 here. Seems like he's doing all right at least. Lina just running at half a 9 now. Top lane, oh, somebody's going to be dying. That's the Enchantress right there. The Untouchable's not going to save him at that point. The 3 minions doing a bit of a turn. The double Centaur. You got the Hellbear Smasher. Arc is taking some damage, but not nearly enough, and they're just going to clean up all the creeps as well. So that's a big no-no if you're Enchantress. Not only dying, but giving up all the creeps, all that extra bounty to the other side. And Spartak has to be feeling pretty good about that now. What they get out of it. Nice Earthshaker making his way back to the middle lane. Mirana, Laguna Blade is ready. Mirana needs to be very careful here. A fissure into a Dragon Slave Laguna could be a kill. The LSA misses. Here we go, though. Didn't even need fissure. BZZ's like, don't worry, I got this. You're taking too long, Earthshaker. He just combos him down anyways. And now he's going to have a haster and a bottle up here after using the last bottle charge. That's a very well played by BZZ. And Spartak right now looking pretty good here in this game, number 1 at this point. You have Mag. Gotta stay alive. Level 3 untouchable here, so pretty massive attack slow coming out. See the Hellbear Smasher slow as well, but again with those Fury swipes, so yeah, you know, I mentioned from the beginning, Ursa has a nice turn kill from Mirana. The Fury swipes pretty much negate the idea of the untouchable debuff right there from Enchantress, so he's just able to sit on top and still do plenty of damage. As BZZ might actually die here, he is. Yeah, the attack connects, and Mirana ends up getting a couple of kills actually. So, despite killing Enchantress, Mirana doing great run. Afro9 is looking pretty strong here early on. I mean, the CS maybe not so much, and actually Networth he's frankly not doing too well, but a couple of good kills right there at least. He is 2-1-1. Top lane Lich is also going to be picked up. Enchantress and Nyx coming together, using the enchant right there to actually slow down Lich and get that kill. So currently no minions, but Weaver gonna Sakuchi on through the Batrider here. Doesn't want to sit on that fire too much, though. It does have a time lapse if necessary, so not afraid to play aggressive. And Batrider will actually end up falling back. He does get the Bracer here. He currently has the Blink Dagger queued up, though, so give the Bracer for the stat, maybe the eventual drums, but figuring the Blink Dagger is going to be of better value at this point in the game. Chuvash, meanwhile, an Earthshaker. Gonna sit at the bounty rune, pick it up. May run into Disruptor here. He also has Batrider coming, so trying to set up a kill. Mirana, Moonlight Shadows, nice glimpse on a Batrider, and our Zeke will manage to get away. Top lane, Ursa, the impetus attack, misses the uphill. He had a rage popped anyways. I don't think that was killing him. These impetus attacks, though, man, oh my god. With the phase boots, one more, and he may get the kill right here. Lich has armor. Not going to apply it, though. Okay, still needs one more. That's so much damage. Here comes Ursa. Go over the turn kill, though. Misha escapes, and Arc does get the kill onto the Mirana, or the Enchantress right there. What a juke from Misha at the last second, going in the trees. I mean, Enchantress, you can't fault him for diving that much. It was so tunnel vision. It was just so close to death, but you were diving a tier 2 tower, essentially. And Spartak makes them pay, so. Actually ends up being a great response. Breaky's still going. Get some sleep. What do you mean? I got some sleep. I stopped casting late last night, so I got a good 7-8 hours of sleep. I have been casting a lot, though. As I know many have. There's just so many events happening. This included the SkinCoin WCA, of course. Bottom lane, by the way. Sidoi picks up a kill on Yoki. Looks like Disruptor there to assist. A glimpse. Hoping to get that kill. Enchantress. Phase boots active, running away. Oh, he's going to be blocked off, though. Nowhere to run. Ursa, he's like, come to me. I want to give you a hug. There's the hug. And yeah, those auto attacks still do plenty. No Fury swipes even needed right there. Or no overpower. I've been saying Fury swipes. Well, overpower is what I've been meaning. You get the point. Oh, another nice block, actually. He does have a little bit of room here. Despite Carapace trying to keep him alive, the Impale. Arc, he wants this kill, though. No, he's not going to try too far. He did have Enrage, but not worth it. He's well on his way to his Blink Dagger. This Ursa's farming, again, exceptionally well here. So as we talked about, this is going to be Spartak's game plan. There need to be a team that's going to be taking advantage of the early game that they have, and so far they are. I mean, it's tied at 5 hero kills apiece, but it feels like the momentum is a little bit better for Spartak, and I guess the net worth kind of shows that too. Of the 1,000 net worth lead, BZZ middle lane. He's going to be working on Yules here first.
Dire are scanning.
So sitting on the double null talisman, no Veil coming out though. Just simply getting that for the stats early on. Going the Yules, and I wonder if he gets the Bloodstone still. If he's going to be going to Yules at this point, and how late do you really want to get that Bloodstone? Bottom lane, Weaver He's in trouble. Wrapping around with the smoke. Laguna Blade is ready. There's a Fissure set up the LSA. Laguna Blade, easy kill. Due to great execution on the side of Spartak.
Dire's middle tower.
Very good use of that smoke. If it wasn't for that smoke, I'm pretty sure this ward would have seen them come over, so. Obviously, very worth it. Speaking of smoke, Lich and Ursa are also going to go for a smoke. They're going to wrap around here in the middle lane. Trying to make a play happen. Ursa running at them. Doesn't have to blink just yet. The Chain Frost meanwhile over here between Enchantress and her minions. It keeps on bouncing. He's trying to spread. The minions are going to die. It bounces over to Nyx and Murata even. And slows them down too. That's going to be a glimpse back on it. Ursa though, he pops in a Rage Static Storm, locking him in with a kinetic field. Then a Rage wearing off in a second, however, and now that damage is going to start really coming in. Almost dead. Trying to get denied, it almost looked like, or kill the bug, I guess. But Arc will barely walk away. They did kill Lich. And now you see Yoki trying to pull somebody over the ledge. He actually gets over the ledge himself, though, to remain alive, too. The fact that it's only one death so far on the side of Spartak is pretty damn crazy. Ursa managed to survive that whole time. And that will be the end of it. All 5 were there for effect right here. Unable to make that kill happen, though.
Death and gold are linked.
And you have the Dire side. Going overall okay with how that played out. Again, that Chain Frost did a lot of work, too. It's not only the damage that it applied, but the slow coming out from the Chain Frost is so good now. Isn't it 60%, I want to say?
A gift from the
65% movement slow. It's insane. So every target that hit, slowing them down that much more. Mirana, double damage. Moonlight Shadows, initiation. Trying to find a target. They find Lich. Gonna get the quick kill onto him, but at what cost now? The Laguna Blade snipe. Down goes Nyx Assassin. And now Alpha 9, she's on the run. Ursa wants to hug him once again. Nice kinetic field, though. We'll keep them at bay. And keep it to a 1-for-1 exchange.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Ursa chose to get the Mask of Madness. I was wondering what was delaying that blink so much, and just realizing now. So he actually goes Mask of Madness here first, and now he's going to be building into that blink. But going the really aggressive Ursa build. And again, Mask of Madness in general just has been such a popular item on so many heroes. It's really proven to be a top-tier item across the board. It's one of those you probably would expect to see slightly changed in the upcoming patch. That's inevitably going to happen. Bottom lane, though, Earthshaker running in with the Batrider. Gonna find a target. Now, there's a couple more here than they realized. In fact, a nice spike carapace response. Echo Slam going off. Hits 3 with the Fissure, actually. Almost gets a kill on Enchantress. Not going to be enough damage, though. They do take out Nyx Assassin, however. So, considering that start and how Effect seemed ready for that, that actually worked out okay for Spartak here. I feel like that's happening a lot now. Top lane Weaver, he's going to use that time lapse, and he's messing with the Ursa right here. The Enrage wearing off. He might actually get the kill even. Sadoe playing this well. Geminate attack. Not enough damage just yet. In comes the LSA. Oh, BZC's here with the Laguna Blade. It's not enough damage initially. The auto attacks are not either. Ishikuchi's away. Obviously, he did not have his time lapse back up, but ooh, that was a really close turn kill right there. But Ursa, this guy knows how to live, man. He once again survives, just like he did in that middle fight right there.
Illusion.
So doing his best impression of the BGs right there and staying alive. Wonder how many people will get that. Earthshaker, 700 gold saved up. He's still well off that Blink Dagger. And might be delayed even a little bit longer here. Oh, that's a sentry, though. That's a sentry, though. That's a sentry. And that's a dead Nyx Assassin. Pops the carapace, but the shockwave into the auto attack more than enough. Or the Earth Shock, I should say. Yep. Good bait out right there from the Dire side. Obviously, Nyx, he's very aware now there's a ward there, picking it out. There is an Observer ward here, actually, by Effect, a pretty deep one. Diffusal Blade going to be the item choice here from Weaver first off. As Disruptor's pulling back Shuvash, but I don't know if that helped or hurt him. You see how now it's following up. The spiked carapace for Nyx Assassin preventing a little bit, but down goes Disruptor. Nyx Assassin also gets picked up. Earthshaker did eventually go down. Ark's continuing to run it, even though we've seen him barely survive several times. He needs to get away here. Does have that Mask of Madness and the Blink and Enrage, so he could definitely still go in. Weaver needs to be careful not to commit too far either, so they fall back. And a lot of these exchanges are happening where it seems like it's going to be a big fight between the two, and then it only ends up being really like 1-for-1 exchanges here. Or in that case, 2-for-1. So it is an 11-9 lead, though, in favor of the Dire side. And, I mean, net worth-wise, it's been, as expected, a bit of a roller coaster. Always in favor, though, of Spartak.
Radiant's middle tower is under
Their
attack.
experience is dipping more in their favor as well. How is Lena doing? He has the heals, and the answer is yes. She is still going that Bloodstone with the 125 cast range talent as well. I've noticed there's definitely a difference in this from Lena to Lena game, because 80 LSA damage is also very good for helping to really amp up your farm, if anything. Nice addition for trying to get those kills earlier on. But he likes the idea of the cast range here. They're going to find Earthshaker, meanwhile. There's a response kind of nearby. Static Storm put down for this. I mean, they're probably going to get this kill, but Disruptor, ooh, he barely gets out. So down goes Earthshaker, but now Nyx Assassin very likely going to die for this. And BZZ actually will take the credit for it. Batrider, drums are just about finished on him now too, so we mentioned the Bracer earlier. Decided to go the Blink first, and it's been definitely doing work, but now the drums still coming along. Very good item to have. Weaver has the Diffusal finish, though.
Middle tower is under attack.
He is able to purge off that armor now of Lich. I figure, if anything, that's probably the big reason for it. It's also, again, just always a nice damage item as well, but having that purge on the armor is a nice tool here if you are Weaver. Something I'm curious to this Dire side of getting is the Silver Edge. Specifically for Enchantress, obviously to get through that Untouchable, but again, Ursa doesn't even really seem like he cares that much, and more so be for Lena, but Lena could just burst with more of the magic damage anyway, so I don't think Silver Edge is something that they're really going to be thinking about here on the Dire side. As Chain Frost used, wow. Simply trying to prevent this push, the Lich armor as well. Lich doing everything he can to do so. It is eventually going to be killed off, though. They did get the bottom tower meanwhile, so they make it a 1-for-1 tower exchange there.
Money to burn.
Weaver will continue to push out the top lane. Again, now the BKB queued up. An item he feels necessary against the Earthshaker, the Lena, the Batrider, and definitely agree. Ursa's still not going to care too much about it, but for everyone else, pretty necessary.
Radiant's middle tower
Rotations to the top. Smoke ain't coming in. They're baiting out the Earthshaker right here. You can say they're baiting out Weaver, though, on the other side. So it's a game of bait, and here we go. The jump happens. Batrider gets glimpsed back with the lasso, but they've already done the damage to the Sonoy right there, playing the Weaver. And they secure that kill. King Art, that's not going to work. He's going to be lifted up by the Eels, probably killed off as well. Disruptor being run down by Ursa. Oh, he's out of sentry range, but eventually it wears off. The Moonlight Shadows, that is. So a double kill for Arc. It's a 3-for-0. Again, they have the initiation advantage with that Batrider especially. And that is something that this Radiant side definitely is lacking. They don't have that big frontlaner, that big initiator. I mean, they have a Nyx Assassin, but we've seen that several times. I mean, they're doing a good job of having the sentries down, the dust ready. And it just doesn't seem like the follow-up's as effective. We really haven't seen the Mirana arrows, you know, launching in to the Nyx Open, so. Transitions nicely into a fairly easier Roshan kill, and there's the Aegis even, picked up Ursa. So he has almost 3,000 gold saved up, wow. What the hell is he going to be going for next?
Bottom tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower has
Desolator, Diffusal himself is an option, although Diffusal this game doesn't feel that necessary by any means, so. I feel like he could just go straight Deso if anything, just for the building push, let alone the amp damage it provides on said hero. And it just, you thought he kills people quickly already. I mean, Desolator just makes them absolutely melt away, so. Yeah, well, we'll see what he chooses. I mean, he's sitting on 3,200 gold. Something tells me he's kind of going through that process of trying to figure out what he wants here.
'Tis I, the Lord, who created the
Lena's pushing out the bottom lane, the Bloodstone. Getting very close now. With the 50 damage talent as well, level 15. Lich does have the maxed out ice armor now, so that's +9 armor. He's throwing around in both buildings as well as teammates and top of the slope. And another Chain of Frost just simply to counter push, man. Misha is just not afraid to be liberal with that Chain of Frost. Disruptor's going to get picked off. I don't know if he was warning or what, but he was running up here for some reason. But that's a very curious use of that ability. I mean, maybe he figures that in these fights, they're never really going to be the most clumped up. This is a team that's going to be fairly spread for the most part, and the biggest chance for his Chain Frost being useful is against Enchantress and those minions, so I guess see that's kind of his logic, is why not just use the cooldown to use it to counter push here. And it's not the longest cooldown. It's 100 seconds. It's not something he should be spamming, but yeah, just trying to figure out the mindset here of the Lich. But it does prevent that tower from taking more damage, and if you're effect right here, that's probably the way you are going to win, is a mix of split push as well as really taking this into the very late game with the Weaver, the Mirana, even the Enchantress. So that could be the Lich's logic as well. The longer they hold off those tower pushes, the better. Enchantress, how about her, by the way? She went the Hooded Defiance, 4 staff now coming along with eventual Hurricane Pike, I'm sure. But it's gone a little bit more of a utility build here, more of the defensive utility build. A hero that most certainly can go damage. I mean, hell, even Axe is obviously a great damage amp for this hero. That BKB almost finished, though, on Sidoi. Earthshaker. He's sitting up here ready. They do not see him. Fissure's going to be coming out. They're going to be jumping the Weaver right here. The Echo Slam follow-up. In comes the Static Storm response, though, as well as the Impale. And so Weaver's going to buy time with the time-lapse to survive. And Rage wearing off from Ursa, but still running after the Weaver now. Doesn't really have the most lockdown, though. And Weaver eventually is going to make it out. So they were hoping that Weaver was just pushing by himself. Not the, another, what the?
Dire's top tower is under attack.
I mean, it cleans up the creep wave. That seems a little odd to me. Like it's one thing to do it when like the Enchantress minions are pushing, but just simply on a solo creep wave, that's I don't know if I get that.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Because again, if anything, that it's a very, very powerful slow for these fights. Anyways, they're gonna jump Sidoi, and nice Yules off the bat. And actually will, wait, what just happened? Hold on. That was the Lina Yules. Why did Lina Yules there? Well, Mirana, he's going to be picked off, though. Disruptor also going down. Next Assassin still thinking about something. They're going to see Lina just running at them, man. And Lina might actually backfire for her. Maybe not. The support is here. The LSA goes down, and Enchantress does fall. Shuvash almost getting picked up by the Weaver meanwhile, but Yoki's going to box out the Weaver. Finishes off Nyx Assassin with the rest of the team. Are getting credit there with the double kill. And again, Spartak found themselves a little bit further than expected at times, but the responses were there, the supports were there, and overall, a successful team fight. 4-0. Looking good for the Dire side here. And now they push the middle tower on top of that, so Lich, I guess his sole objection in this game is just simply prevent tower pushes. And if that means using Chain Frost to push back creep waves, then so be it. Oh my god, this stack, though. He never went the drums. He actually went 4-staff, and now he even has a BKB queued up. But wow, he just steals that whole stack. Or most of it, at least. He leaves a couple of the bigger creeps behind, but still a nice nice bit stolen there by Bat Rider. Well on the way to the BKB, so yeah, choosing not to get the drums. Just altogether passing that up. Just the casual bracer here instead. Smoke, 3 players. Next Assassin. They're going to be popped right here. Go through. There's that Chain Frost. Use it. Bounces over to the creeps. Back to Nyx, though. Back to Disruptor for the kill. That Chain Frost doing so much work. The Laguna Blade to take out Enchantress, or Nyx Assassin, excuse me. They do eventually kill Lich, but a 2-for-1 in favor of the Dire side. Lena, he's still in trouble. Out comes the last of the They catch Mirana, but Lena's taking so much damage. She doesn't have denying herself with the Bloodstone that she just got, but Arc takes out Mirana now. And going to force this Radiant side to retreat, or at least attempt to. Shuvash running in. Echo Slam is ready. He chose not to use it, though. Went for the Enchant Totem instead, and Enchantress actually able to run away. Manages to survive, but yet another case of effects thinking like they have an opportunity in opening, and the response just always seems ready here from the Dire side. Ursa, like mentioned what he's going to be going next. I mean, the Skull Basher ends up being his choice here, so a little more lockdown at it, and now he's even building the full BKB coming out, so Disruptor's going to all of a sudden be useless against him. Next Assassin's not going to be able to lock him down. Mirana's damage is going to go a little bit down, so I like the choice here from Ursa as Lena, she finds Weaver. Will they stay close by long enough? Support's coming in, but from both sides, actually. Earthshaker finding himself now in a really awkward spot. He was coming here to kill this Weaver, and it might happen still. No, actually, Lena got stunned by the Nyx spiked carapace. He'll kill the Courier at least, but now BZZ is going to fall as well. That was fairly unfortunate. The Dragon Slave ended up hitting the Nyx Assassin, and his spiked carapace active in the back lines, which stunned Lena and prevented him from heavy bursting down the Weaver right there. So it completely turned in the Radiant's favor. And the first time in a while, if anything, that's been an advantage of a fight, really, for effect. So coming up to 28 minutes now. It's still a 4,000 net worth lead, but you do see the dip back a little bit. Weaver, the full BKB, of course, finish. That Maelstrom coming along right here. And you also have Mirana. You can't forget about her damage, too. I mean, Manta Style and even the Diffusal just about picked up. So Mirana going heavy right-click here. So they're going to have a couple of Diffusal Blades on this Radiant side to help them get rid of that Lich armor.
Yes.
So yeah, Lena having to deny herself right away, and then down right there. So down to 8 charges now on that Bloodstone. No Weavers here. I mean, they're pinging it out like they do. Interesting. Didn't really have vision in the area, just somehow had a sense that somebody was there. Arc has the BKB now finished. Abyssal Blade in Q. Looks actually trying to go hand of Midas now, jeez. Yeah, this has not been a successful game for Misha as far as farm goes. Nyx Assassin will just hang out up here for now. There was nothing on the Courier, at least, for the Radiant side. They're getting killed there. Nyx Assassin hunting to see if he can find anyone over here by themselves, but as we see, that's not going to be the case. In fact, I'm a little surprised to still see this Tier 1 tower up at the top lane. But Spartak is going to now take it down, and they might just keep on going for a little bit more. In fact, Ursa wrapping around, going to pick up the Bounty Rune.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
But yeah, Tier 2.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Lena's going to put plenty of damage into it, that 3-stack of the Fiery Soul. And we are going to see a pause coming out here. It looks like Ursa, okay, going to be DCing. All right. Well, again, we're just getting kicked off for the day here. We have 2 best-of-3s lined up for today. This is the regional qualifiers, we'll call it. CIS region as well as the European region. 1 team from each of these advances on to the main event, where there's currently 6 teams awaiting them there. So, again, this is the SkinCoin WCA. I'm BreakyCPK, your caster. Again, check out skincoin.org for more information. SkinCoin, a new cryptocurrency with the most minimal commissions,
Dire's
and
bottom
use it
tower is
to
under
trade
attack.
your favorite skins on Dota 2 and CSGO. Pretty cool stuff. Back to the game, though. Top tower going down. See at the bottom lane, the
Dire's
secondary
bottom
tower also
has
falling, so
fallen.
a response there
Dire's middle
being
tower
made at
is
least
under attack.
by this Radiant side, and it does feel like, this is what I talked about, affect their lineup. It's one that, you know, keep alive throughout
Dire's
the early
middle
mid game
tower is
here.
under attack.
Don't let it get too out of hand, and things could start looking a little bit better. Now they're going to stop the Roshan attempt, as the Dire side saw that coming.
Dire are scanning. Money to burn.
They scan them there, and the massive pings coming out. So
Dire's
yeah, they
middle
have a
tower
feeling. You
is
see
under
Nyx
attack.
Assassin looking on somebody to going. Oh, that's a BKB committed by Sidoi. Ursa just runs in. He's like, I don't care that you got a BKB. I'm going to run at you. Meanwhile, last one, Nyx Assassin in the back line. It's going to be glimpsed. Brought back, though, and pick off onto the Nyx Assassin. In the end, now we see Disruptor. He manages to actually TP out over here.
Dire's
EZZ,
middle tower is
he's
under
got his own
attack.
BKB active. They are going to find the Weaver eventually. Chain Frost, everything used. The whole kitchen sink throwing at him, and eventually gets the kill on him, too. So
Dire's
that was
middle
a very,
tower is under attack.
somewhat of a sloppy fight. It seemed all over the place, very spread out, really. More so from effect right there. It seemed like that they were constantly in different spots, and Weaver eventually just got caught later on in the fight. And heavy bursted down, so that's going to be a Roshan kill, and now Spartak is in a spot to
Fallen to the Dire.
really start pushing into the tier 3 now in the actual base, as this is going to be an LSA to a kill. Most likely. Oh, we got glimpsed actually, but doesn't matter. So back up to 11 charges now for Lena. And the Radiant side going to do what they can to defend right here, but Weaver with no buybacks, 6 seconds remaining, is back up shortly. So it's going to be scary enough for Spartak to fall back here, but yeah, they really need to make use of this Aegis, and by make use, I mean push tier 3.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Because I still stand by the idea that the longer they take in this game, they're just giving more room for this Weaver especially, and Mirana continues to actually get pretty good farm. They're going to give those heroes specifically great chances to recover and start causing
Dire's
issue.
bottom
But
tower is under attack.
not going to rush into it. Going to reset here, try to get the Abyssal Blade finished on Ursa. The gem on Batrider now, by the way, too. So Nyx Assassin, he's in trouble. Lich almost has that hand of minus finish. There's the Abyssal Blade. That's probably the big key item that they're, if anything, retreating here to farm up before looking to go full-blown. And you see now finished on Ursa. They're grouping up like they want to smoke. I mean, I guess if anything, they were trying to bait out this Ursa, but man, look at the Radiant side. They're literally camping in their base. Disruptor and Nyx are here. Enchantress just started moving out to grab a creep. Heaven's Halberd almost finished for her.
Dire's bottom tower is
We'll be great
under
against
attack.
Ursa. Sidoi, meanwhile, he's kind of just farming the Ancients of the other side. He's just having a good time. Oh, gonna see them there. Do not have detection. They have dust. Okay, BKB comes out. He gets lasted, though. And Ursa obviously again doesn't care. The Abyssal Blade goes through. Down goes Weaver. 70 seconds. He does have a buyback. But they do find Sidoi there. And I'm surprised he kind of ran in like he did. Then he popped the BKB almost as if like he thought he just had to fight there as well.
The prize is mine.
So Ursa going to try to force something. Now, he doesn't have everyone here, so he needs to be somewhat careful, but I guess he has the Aegis. And at least get tier 3. They should be able to get a Rax out of this. I mean, if you're Weaver.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Oh, he's going in. Finds Disruptor. No buyback just yet. There we go. Disruptor actually buys back. Weaver's still holding on to it. Very curious about that. Laguna Blade snipes out Nyx Assassin meanwhile, and he's going to be staying dead. Pull back on Alina? No, she popped the BKB to prevent being glimpsed back right there. Now, if they save the racks, this no buyback I think makes a lot of sense, but yeah, the Dire team is like, we need to force that if anything. The arrow's going to be dodged, but they're not going for the objective. Ursa keeps going in for kills. I don't know if that's the better decision, honestly. He's going to run all the way to the fountain. Doesn't get disrupted. Now he's getting low. This is going to be an Aegis pop, most likely. Lina trying to finish off the Raxi, and Rage will barely keep him alive. However, the glimpse back is going to finish the job, and that is a deep glimpse with the Aegis respawn. Oh, no. Weaver's obviously back up, too. The swarm's applied. Ursa's going to die again. And the decision to go for hero kills is biting them in the ass now. They don't even get the racks destroyed. And now Spartak in full retreat mode. At this point, the Glimpse going to bring back Lina, though. Lina, too, is going to die. She has cheese. Also can't deny, neither one is done. And she dies as well. And, yeah, nice coming out from Nyx. And that is a turning point fight if I've ever seen one.
Middle tower is under attack.
Not only do they not force out the Weaver buyback, but they throw themselves at the fountain. Yes. I mean, literally, Ursa went to the fountain for a kill. Ends up backfiring big time. Loses the Aegis, loses his life. Lina ends up getting killed. They didn't kill the racks even. And now it's healing back up. Oh, boy. That is a huge misplay by Spartak. And now you see effect.
Dire's middle tower
Definitely going to start taking advantage. They really have to be slapping themselves in the forehead on that one. They still have a lead, but it's dipping down. It's now only down to 3K. Once this graph updates, you're going to see it more in this area here. You're just going to see that quick spike going towards the favor of effect. And this is what I was talking about now. Now you have a Weaver that almost has the Lincolns finished. And once Weaver has that, it's going to be extra difficult to actually kill this hero. Versus this Abyssal Blade. Obviously not going to be as beneficial. That's a misclick. That's not what you wanted. That's unfortunate. I'm guessing that he meant to Manta style. And then he accidentally BKB'd instead. So that's going to be down a little bit longer, down to 8 seconds here.
For the dead.
But pushing out the bottom lane. Lina, back down to 9 charges of the Bloodstone. She almost has the Shivas finished at least. How are the levels looking? Lina is the top level. Of course, needs that level 25 for the Fiery Soul talent. And we are going to see another pause coming out right here. I would not be surprised if this is a let's calm down pause. Let's talk it over pause. Let's not throw pause. Yeah. Because after that move right there again, you really gotta get that mental state back here. This is a game that they've been in the lead since the beginning. I mean, coming into the series, obviously you had Effect being the favorites. But Spartak has put themselves in a great spot to at least take the first game of this best-of-3 series up until that last fight that happened. So, and they're pushing top, but the bottom lane is also being pushed out in favor of Effect. And yeah, I think Spartak, they're going to have to react first to this. I mean, Lich is already here, and there we go again. The aggressive Chain Frost just simply to push out the creep wave. See, this makes a little more sense to me, where especially you're getting into a point now where you're trying to save tier 3 towers. Like that, I think it is fine, but the earlier ones seemed a little silly at points. Anyways, it is enough to deter the Radiant side from pushing. Meanwhile, the Dire team still hanging around in the area. Mirana, that Ursa, I hear him. He's going in. The Echo Slam initiation, trying to pick up the Mirana. The Abyssal Blade comes out, and that's a dead Mirana. 80 seconds. Has no buyback. Wait, what? He had a buyback and then didn't have it. Did he buy something? Anyways, we do see a lasso initiation right there onto Enchantress. Okay, the buyback is now back here from Mirana. So could use it if it comes into play, but Ursa, again, just being a little bit too kind. It pops a cheese right there, trying to stay alive. Throws the TP in just in case, but that's not going to matter. He's going to be run down. And Arc falls. So they got the pick on Marana, but unable to put any damage into the barracks once again. And definitely a hold for effect right here. Effect is being so patient with their buybacks, too. I feel like so many teams would have actually bought back on both the Weaver and even the Marana right there, just to make sure to win these fights, but they're confident that they don't need said buybacks, and honestly, it's right. I mean, they're proving that. Still continues to be that slight lead for Spartak, but again, you see that dip now, and Effect is hanging in there and trying to take the lead for themselves. The Lincoln Sphere finished on Weaver. He has a level 2 Diffusal Blade going to be coming out here. How's Earthshaker looking? His own Shadow Blade finished. What about Enchantress? Did she just buy something, or did she buy back? No, she didn't buy back. What did she buy? Okay, she's got her Dragonlance, actually. Yeah, so that's what I was looking for, to start seeing Enchantress start becoming more of a right-click threat, too, now. And, oh, that's a full Hurricane Pike, duh. Because, yeah, she had the Force Staff on her in the pattern, so has the whole Hurricane Pike, excuse me, Hurricane Park. And the AC now queued up as well, another great item to be picking up, especially it's that nice mix of great defense as well as offense this game. Look at this. Lich applying armor. Does this stack? I actually didn't know that. Oh my god, it does. Huh. Takes over the Ogre and actually does stack the armor with the Lich. So you're looking at 17 armor. Lich is now putting on everyone. I mean, damn, they're tanky. But that makes a Diffusal Blade that much more value from both Marana and now the level 2 Diffusal Blade from Weaver, as mentioned. Look at this Axe, by the way, Disruptor. That's a pretty big pickup, too. Oh, so close right here. They go just past each other. Meanwhile, Lena's going to run into them. Oh, no. Lena pops the BKB for this. The Yule's barely keeping it alive. Ursa jumps into the back lines, but the BKB will not say BZZ right there. The Laguna Blade, she got it off. Not enough damage for the kill, though. The Chain Frost bouncing around. Lasso was already used to get the kill on Disruptor, but now you see Mag on Enchantress running away. That passive of hers definitely doing work. And Ursa, he finally gets to the point where he's going to be heavily kited and eventually right-click down by multiple heroes. So 2 for 1 is how that fight plays out, but you look at especially who died. Both cores on the side of Spartak and Ursa and Lena, and all they lost was Disruptor. Man, that smoke, they were inches away from being exposed initially. And instead, Effect finds Lena, and now they're going to guarantee a Roshan kill. On top of this,
Roshan has fallen into the radar.
not to gloat myself, but again, this constantly, this just goes back to how I never felt out of it for the Radiant side. And making the points that if you're the Dire team, you really need to kind of take advantage of the Aegis they had earlier, you know, push the tier 3, push the racks. They got over ambitious. They dove the base. It backfired. And now we see the overall effect taking place. Huh, get it? With you definitely have to start liking Effect's chances now in this game, in fact, being the favorites at this point. They've finally taken over the net worth lead, as you see at the top right there. And with the way things have been going, it feels like that's slowly just going to continue to be the case. Lena, the Chrysalis now finished, so, oh, they finally kill a Disruptor at least. That's something, but again, the Bloodstone dropping down to even 7 charges now.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Marana with that Aegis, just going to be pushing top. That's a Chain Frost that she just leaps away. And she'll just TP out instead. Swamps back in the Diffusal. I don't know. I just don't know what Spartak can really do at this point, because now they're – I also think the itemization, kind of looking back at that, the idea of Ursa passing up going something like the Desolator early on in the game instead he went the Basher, and which not as bad, but for pushing objectives, the Desolator obviously would have been a more effective tool. And you also look at even things like Batrider not choosing to get the drums earlier on, just these aura-based tempo items.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
That could have helped with the objective push. They chose not to get. Batrider lassoing up the next assassin. But yeah, I don't know if you want to commit to this kill, because here we go. The response happening. Impetus attacks. So Glimmer, or not Glimmer, but Shadow Blade will keep him alive. Blink at the last second here from Chuvash. And oh no, he stopped. What a guess right there by Zeke with an Axe ultimate. He stops the TP, and Earthshaker does go down, and he does not have a buyback. That is 70 seconds with no Earthshaker. That could be a static storm that really starts to put effect ahead now. Wow, that was a blind static storm. Managed to connect. And again, he had Ags, which is what made that work.
Under attack. Dire's structures are fortified.
And this is going to be a tier 3 tower kill. For effect for sure. Ark's like, do I go? I mean, you got to try something, it feels like, but without Earthshaker, it changes it a little bit. The lasso initiation on Enchantress, they're going to drop her, so that's a quick kill. Chain Frost bouncing around in the back lines. So far, pretty good hold by Spartak, but the Rax is melting away, and it looks like it may end up going down. Weaver, though, is going down, and he will end up going down as well. A lot of going downs right here. Nyx Assassin picked off, Disruptors falling, and all right. Well, what seemed to be a sure melee Rax kill ends up not being that, and losing 4 heroes. Man, Weaver just dropped right there. I don't know if that was a Laguna Blade burst. It might have been the Laguna. No, he used that earlier in the fight, didn't he? So that was really just felt like Ursa just jumping on him, right-clicking him to death. Maybe some crits from Lina as well. All right, so but despite not having the Earthshaker, they still managed a pretty successful hold, and now it's Spartak's turn to try to respond outright here. Again, multiple heroes with no buybacks. At the bottom lane being pushed in. Top lane, they're also going to pick up Mirana. That's an Aegis use. Earthshaker Echo Slam was committed. Ursa running in. There's the man to the Lincoln pops off there, but the lasso brings him right back in, and Mirana's going to be dead here. Buyback ready. He uses it immediately. Now the Rax is being focused down. Spartak learning their lesson. Going for the melee Rax. Fortification coming out. Ursa trying to finish the job. It's not able to, but a nice 4-staff out. Okay, they do kill the Rax right there, but not BZZ. He maybe is a little bit too far. Turns around with a Laguna Blade burst on Enchantress. Gets 4-staff saved out to be fine. Aggressive BKBs coming out right here. Mirana throws out the 3 arrows. Not going to hit anyone, but they do find Earthshaker at least. They get something there. Bottom lane wasn't really pushed in too far. So finally a barracks goes down though. Illusion. And it is in favor of Spartak after all of that.
Radiant's bottom shrine is under attack.
MKB queued up for Ursa as well, by the way. So he really is going to be shredding people here. Yeah, look at the mindset of Lich. He even buys a Crimson Guard. He bought the Helm of the Dominator to get that Ogre Frostmage for the extra armor, and now he buys a Crimson Guard. So armor is the theme here on the Styre side, and for very good reason. That's an illusion.
Dire are scanning.
Oh, they got it. Yeah, they detected it with the scan. I was going to wonder if that scan was going to work, and sure enough it did. They know they're in the area. Batrider just YOLOs in, pops the BKB. Here we go. Sadoi, meanwhile, with his own BKB, they're locked in with the Static Storm as well. On top of Ursa, he can't get out of there. He's going to be in trouble. He ended up falling. Nix's has the Hand Disruptor picked off, but Weaver's still plenty alive. As I say that, maybe not. Oh, yeah, that was a Lincoln's pop. I think the time lapse going off as well to the left, but the right clicks of Lina are doing plenty of damage. Going to be disarmed by that Heaven's Helper eventually, though, and she ends up denying herself. Was dying anyways to Mirana right there. Weaver did get very low. Lina did his darnest to make that happen, but wasn't enough, and now Misha trying to survive. The Crimson Guard even not going to save him. Sadoi runs him down, picks up another kill. And now Lich is dead for 80 seconds. That's a pretty crucial kill, too, because that's no Lich armor on the buildings especially. And now, once again, it's Effect's turn to go back in. They want to go for bottom. That's obviously already exposed. Ursa buys back. Lina does have a buyback as well. Enchantress will at least finish off the range. Has that siege creep to help. Lincoln's put on Enchantress. And it will be May the Rax. It seems like the entire team is just giving that up completely. Yeah, just the two. Lina doesn't want to have to buy back. It's 8 more seconds. We'll be back up here. Echo Slam is not ready. 30 more seconds. A little more even before that is. But you look at the top lane. Okay, so yeah, the Melee Rax down from earlier, and the Range Rax gonna stay alive at least. What a game, man. It's obviously not been the cleanest game, but it's been a game. It's been an entertaining game. This gem is just sitting on the ground. I assume somebody's gonna come pick that up. Looks like Batrider. Assault Curios finished on Enchantress meanwhile, and now he has the Axe queued up, so that's what I was saying earlier. I mean, Axe, great damage amp for this hero. Mjolnir finished on Weaver. And Mirana. I have Scotty. It's going to be the next item choice for him. Even more kite factor. Nearly 52 minutes in. Again, this game 1 of this best of 3. Winner moves on to play Comanche here in the SkinCoin WCA. This is the CIS region qualifiers. Only one team eventually advancing on to the main event, where 6 teams await to be joined by 2 more. 1 from these CIS qualifiers and 1 from the European qualifiers. So. It's next week and a half, guys, here for the SkinCoin WCA tournament. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm really looking forward to it. Going to be your caster throughout.
Triple fire.
Again, type !SkinCoin in chat for more information. Earthshaker being very patient at this top lane. Slowly keep the lane pushed out. Mirana pushes it out, and seems like Earthshaker just pushes it back. The Eye of Scotty is now finished on Mirana. Now he swaps it out for his boots. Very interesting there. He does have the cheese in his inventory. But man, without boots, you move so sluggish-like. You pop the Moonlight Shadows. They were seen doing this, though. So yeah, the Moonlight Shadows shouldn't really be the most surprisey. That's a word, surprise-like. I think that's a better way to say it. Surprisey. I like surprisey.
Radiant's bottom shrine.
Surprise, mother. Just kidding.
Radiant's bottom shrine has fallen.
So shrine kills coming out. That's a Roshan kill, though. Okay, yeah, probably should have been watching that. They killed it pretty quickly, though, it seems like. And so what do you got now? You now got cheese on Weaver as well. Enchantress has hers. It looks like Mirana gets the Aegis. Whew. Tense game, man. 54 minutes in. Arcane Rune spawning bottom. Got the Haste Rune spawning top. That's something else. Every 2 minutes, these runes going to be spawning here. Obviously, double damage going to be the big one that people are looking for. That's a smoke up here from Spartak. I believe MKB just finished on Lina, by the way. MKB finished on Ursa. it's going to be the game of who gets the jump first. Oh, they just smoked on the other side. Here we go again. The clash of smokes. Oh, again, they're just going to barely avoid each other, man. Jeez. Look at the buyback situation. Morana's is coming up in 35 seconds. Ursa still has a little over 3 minutes before that's going to be ready. So the smoke ganks from both sides will result in nothing there. I got to say, this hand of Midas really has proven to pay off for Lich. When he was getting it initially, I mean, he was so underfarmed and had nothing. But that's an item to definitely help you recover, and it's paying off now as we're entering the very late game here. Here we go. Initiation Bat Rider. He's looking for the prime target. Obviously, the Lincolns makes it difficult. Bug, it's going to hit Misha. They know they're there now. Ping's coming out, but nothing really happening from it.
Illusion.
But yeah, Lich even now is a Solar Crest. Almost finished in full, so. Oh, what was that? That was a BKB Lena. Did she get a glimpse? I think she did. Yeah, that was removing the glimpse right there. Weaver. You can just see how scattered Spartak got all of a sudden.
The prize is mine.
All right, so it looks like it's Effect's turn to now push this middle base. Getting the Lich armor, though, coming out. And Lich being level 25 is going to be insane here. No doubt he gets the 35 Frost armor for the buildings, but they do catch Ursa. By the way, the static storm with the Axe effect is well on top of it, and down goes Ursa. He does not have a buyback. Lena's in trouble off to the side. Lena's going to fall. She will have a buyback. She has to use it. No questions asked. Effect is going for the finish right here and right now with the raid boss Ursa down. What a pick to start that off, and not having a buyback still for another minute. Really unfortunate timing for the Dire side, but F9 just keeps the auto attacks coming into the melee racks. Obviously, Lena's keeping her distance. It's pretty much the last case stand for them. Mag, impetus attacks. Does take a stun, but these forest staffs continuing to do work. He just Laguna Blades the Nyx assassin randomly. Lena's just really trying to get anything out of this. But now they have to hold the top to prevent the mega creeps. But Effect, they might have just done it. This might be too much to handle. Yeah, without Ursa, they lose any of that upfront threat. You can tell Effect is just feeling very comfortable now. I mean, they have a lasso. They're going to get the Aegis use on Morana. Got Nyx kind of wrapping around. There we go with the lasso initiation. Locking down the Weaver. The MKB auto attacks. Isn't enough damage. He's going to get the time lapse. He does not even need the time lapse because he had a cheese, so it doesn't matter. They pick off more. Lena goes down. That's going to do it for game one. Effect will take it over Spartak here. What a swing of a game we had, man. Look at this. It even started to go back in favor of Spartak there after the complete swing initially. And then all of a sudden it just went well in favor of Effect before eventually taking the victory and winning it. It all goes back to that top push. That's 100% what this game is all about. Pretty much right here is when they push that top lane. They overextended big time. The Aegis dive at the fountain without even killing a Rax yet. Instead of focusing the objectives, they were going tunnel vision on hero kills, and that's just one of those things as a team on the competitive scene. You really have to do your best to control and be disciplined to not dive far like that. Or else you can have an end result such as this one. I mean, obviously, yeah, hero kill never really determines too much, but you even see Spartak 39-29 hero kills. It just doesn't matter. The objective game was won by Effect, and that's what ultimately wins you the game in the end. So congratulations to them as they take game one. But like I said, guys, this is a best-of-3 series, so looking forward to seeing how Spartak can respond here in what is game number 2 now coming up. So, ladies and gentlemen, sit tight on BreakyCPK. You're tuning into the SkinCoin WCA tournament, the CIS qualifiers here. Winner advances on to face Comanche. Once again, check out skincoin.org. It's a cryptocurrency with the most minimal commission, and you can use it to trade for your favorite skins both in Dota 2 and even CSGO. Skincoin.org, guys. Exclamation SkinCoin in chat for more information. We're going to take a short break. We'll be back here. Stay tuned.